What's good, YouTube? It's Lost Soldier 978. I'm gonna do a play interview. You guys may know him. Most of you guys don't. I'm trying to help this guy out. He's one of my good friends. A very, very good deck builder. Very intelligent person. His name is Benny, but he has a YouTube channel, also known as Bennumz18. So, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Bennumz18. I started playing when the game first came out. I am ranked top 1,000, but that was last season anyway.
Yep, and now this season I'm top 1,000. That's right, YouTube. I am top 1,000. I can even show you the link. Anyways, now I'm about to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
What do you think of this format as of right now, going into nationals? How do you think this format's gonna be?
I don't think we should talk about nationals. I think we should talk
going
in victory.
Yeah, because
like as of right now, my opinion is Samurai is definitely the best deck. With Hermit of the Six Samurai and Dojo, we don't even need Kageki to special summon, which means Valor doesn't help, doesn't stop anything, I mean. And Debunk doesn't affect the deck anyway. So we can main deck Debunk, we can main deck Hermits. If we go second and they don't have good enough back row, we can summon Shein plus monsters.
Okay.
And draw. So that's like the best deck.
So
Gravekeepers comes in second just because they have Royal Tribute, which should be banned.
So even if like YCS, even when cards, even with like Hyper Librarian come out, do you still see Six Samurais being tier, or do you see like up and coming cards like Doppel Plants and Fish OTK going crazy?
Six Samurai will still be tier, but Doppel Plants will be dick ridden. No, sorry for the language, but they will be dick ridden. Everyone who plays Samurais well will play Samurai, but people who are not good with Samurai will switch to Doppel, and they will suck with Doppel because Doppel it's way too combo oriented. So if you're not smart, you will make the wrong play, and you will deplete your hand, and you will not plus. And the whole deck is about plussing. If you can't plus enough, your field will be broken, and that's one of the problems with Doppel. You summon, and then you summon again, and then you discard, and then you summon again. So you need to know how to play the deck.
Alright, that's cool. Also, tell us about what decks do you play, and what's your favorite deck to play, and why?
Well, 2 regionals in a row I played Doppel. I call it Doppel Chaos because I don't like playing the Plant Engine. I just play Spore, Dandelion, and Blow Bulb because they're the only good plants. And Lone Fire Blossom just wastes a normal summon because you use both Junk Synchron and Debris Dragon. And I made double Chaos Sork and Dark Arms for the Chaos control. And I did pretty well, but I just didn't side correctly, so I ended up losing when I was X1, and then I ended up getting beat 3 in a row at the last regional. So I switched to Sabers because they're also consistent, and they were my favorite deck after Rescue Cat got banned, because I used to play Caliber Cat, and that was the closest thing.
Okay. Alright, and also think about it. With the recent change from March 2011, a couple months ago, marks the year that, in my opinion, the format has changed entirely. Ever since March 2011, every deck has been pushed to the limit in terms of creativity. Do you see that happening? Do you see any decks being basically basically a staple throughout the entire meta, or do you see this format from here and beyond, even after nationals and worlds and all that, being creative? Because if you think about it, if you look at UDE, back when you're not up a decade at a time, it was always Lightstorm and Teledad and GVs. Now you have a huge diverse. Do you think that still be a possibility? Do you think there's gonna be one deck's gonna be basically a staple in every single top that's gonna just take up the top?
Well, what I think you're trying to ask me is, will there be a tier 0 deck? And I do not believe that is possible. There is a plethora of decks that you can choose from right now that are all consistent. Flambeau are really good right now as a tier 1.5 deck. Sabers are bottom tier 1, but they're still tier 1, and they top regionals consistently. Gravekeepers are high tier, and Six Samurai are high tier. So right there, you already have 3 decks that are solid, and 1 deck that's rogue.
I have a question. What card is special summon? What is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can negate it. You can negate who else's special summon. Because it's a different chain, I think. Yeah, I think right now it's a different chain because it activates up with the destruction. But special summon is stuff that you can chain towards it. Anyway,
So if you think that's so, like, why do you see, like, right now, like, there will be no tier 0 deck? Like, this format is going to be all about, basically just creativity and creativity. And do you think this game should be about creativity? Do you think that this game should be even, or there shouldn't be no lopsided deck?
I think that there should be decks that run the meta, and I think that there should be decks that can counter these decks. In my opinion, there should not be a set player group that should always top. I mean, Del Bolito, Adam Korn, all these people, I love to see them top, but I don't want to see the same names all the time. It gets stale, and people won't want to play if they can't beat the top player.
That comes to my next question. With the emergence, like ever since Konami took over, you've seen you barely see like the pro players of the past top like or win any again. It's so diverse. Do you think that's a good thing? Or do you think that's a bad thing for the game because you have all these one-hit wonders, and then you never see these guys top or win anything, go any further again? Either it's good for the game or bad for the game?
I think it's a little bit of both because it's good that the names are diverse. It gives everyone a little bit of a chance to see everyone else's creativity. It lets them see the way other people deck build, and sometimes people can relate to the newcomers. But the problem that I see with this happening is the fact that the only reason most of these people top, and I'm not taking anything away from any recent YCS winners. I mean, Nizar Sarhead and Sean Covert, yeah, they're good, but who knows if they would have topped if the game weren't so cheap. And by cheap, I mean, number one,
everything reprinted.
Everything is getting reprinted, yes. And the only real expensive deck right now is Samurai. Along with the fact
the only expensive card out there is Duality.
Yeah, exactly. Duality and Warning are the only real expensive cards. Also add to the fact that every format, or every time something new is released, there is a new card that you can OTK with. First, Samurais came out. Right before the March format, we had 6 Samurai with 3 United. Then we got Hidden Arsenal 4, Triple Trishula OTK, and now we have Extreme Victory. Karakuri are good, and I don't care what anybody says, they will be tier. And then we just get Dojo, which makes Samurais even better again. And like, it keeps adding to the sackiness of Yu-Gi-Oh, and that might hurt the game. Because the more people sack, the more the pros won't play. The more that people sack, the more little kids that won't play. And no one wants to face a scrub, but without someone being a scrub, you're never going to get a pro player.
Okay.
There needs to be new blood in every format, and there needs to be old blood that still wins. And that's an issue that I'm seeing. Adam Korn hasn't topped the jump in who knows how long.
Yeah.
And Dale Bolito barely goes to any. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but maybe that's something to show you that they don't have faith that they can actually top with skill and will lose to luck. And no one likes losing to luck. It might be a factor of Yu-Gi-Oh, but people like to believe that if they know all the theories, all the core theories, all the things about card advantage, hand advantage, field advantage, plus, minus, like all these things, if they know it, they don't want to lose to someone who tops Monster Reborn, tops True Nate, tops Mind Control. There's too many ways to top into a win. And that not only does this hurt players who are good, it makes players who are bad think they're better than they are.
Yeah.
They play swell and then they go back and they scrub at their locals. They wonder why. It's because you won by luck.
Yeah.
Once again, not taking anything away from anyone who topped the YCS. I'm just giving you guys something to think about.
That's true. Also, can help the fact that Dale and Lazaro are in Canada, and they probably have lives. Oh yeah.
But they're sponsored, and you know what? It's still, in my honest opinion, that Lazaro Bolito is the best player in the world. He is the best deck builder that I have ever seen. So I don't know.
Taking anything from Iman?
Oh,
Not
no.
Iman. From what's that dude? Dude, long hair. Forgot his name. Kaiba. Freaking Kaiba.
Oh, freaking Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron Diaz. Kaiba.
Aaron Diaz, yes, he's the second best deck builder I've ever seen. But the thing is, he doesn't play anymore because he owns his own shop and all that.
All right.
But he's also a really good player. Props to him.
All right. One last question. Last question before we wrap this up. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give to? You want to talk? You want to give your shout-outs? What's on your channel before anything all this happens?
Well, first off, shout-outs to Yu-Gi-Oh! Trader 101, Serious Street Born Frog, Del Bolito, Lil 1XX, all the well-known people along with Lost Soldier 978. Also, I want to give a shout out to my friend Adler Ramo. He's my closest teammate.
Where is Adler?
Adler, turn around. Adler, turn around.
He's giving you a shout out. Stand up and wave to the channel. Whatever.
Well, yeah, that black kid, Adler Ramo, he's a pretty good dragon player, and maybe I'll give him a deck list video, but yeah. I also, on my channel, I try and do a lot of theory videos, but I don't have time to post a lot because I'm in school. Once summer starts, it'll be better. Look for a series of videos concerning the new pack and how Tengu can be abused this format, along with what decks he's going to be good in, what decks he shouldn't be put in. And also look for my next Under the Radar video. I don't know when it's going to be up. Also look for deck list videos, which are my favorite to make because it lets me talk theory and card choices.
Alright, Bennumz18, man, that's him. Subscribe to him. He needs more subscriber, guys. He needs friends. Please.
You already know.
Plus, he works for me.
Not at all.
Just kidding, guys. Take it easy.